Alrighty, welcome, welcome. Let me get the comments entered. And we are ready to go. We're 5 minutes early. So just come on in and introduce yourself. Let me know that you're out there and just get situated, and we'll start in about 5 minutes. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hey Carolyn, how are you? Welcome, welcome. We've got about probably 3 or 4 more minutes and we'll get started. We'll wait for everybody to pop in. So just get yourself comfortable and we'll get started here shortly. All right. Well, people must be getting slow coming on today, but that's all right. We are here waiting in the hot weather. I'm sure you guys are probably warm down there in Winston-Salem, right? I think our high today was 97, I think is what they said. I don't know, it's just crazy. It's just too crazy, you know? Alrighty, so who is the other person on Facebook that said hi, Dawn? I don't see your name. I'm not able to see it. I'm just being nosy. You don't have to tell me who you are. So, all right, well, we'll start here at 7 o'clock. We'll give everybody a few more minutes to pop in. Hello, Karen Jo. I knew somebody else was coming in. Hey, Marcia. Everybody's popping in now, so we'll give it a few more minutes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everyone doing this evening? And I know Karen Jo can relate to this. I think they said our temperature date, well, in Fort Myers, she's in Bradenton, but it was, I think they said it was 96 maybe, or 97, something like that. Oh my goodness, gracious, gracious. Yep, Marcia Long is here, and Carolyn from Winston-Salem. So we got a few people on here waiting to have some fun and learn something new. So we'll just give it a few more minutes and let the others pop in. And then I've got 3 cards, but one of them if we don't get to it, I'll save it for next week. So I know it's hot. We just don't even want to go outside. The dog doesn't want to go out. I don't blame her. If I had to wear a fur coat 24 hours a day, 12 months a year, oh my God, there's no way. It's just hot. We go out long enough for her to pee and do her thing, and then we come back in. And it's too hot, it's too hot for me too. The older you get, you can't handle the heat anymore. Oh my gosh, it's 103 in Texas. Holy moly, I guess I shouldn't be complaining. So we're supposed to have some rain this weekend. We desperately need it. Hopefully, I don't know if that will cool it off or not, but every little bit can help. We're not going out in the boat Friday, so that's a good thing. We didn't schedule a boat this Friday, so we're good. So it can rain all at once. Riley is smart. What does that mean? Oh, yeah. She doesn't want to go out. I just tell her to go out and pee, and she goes out and does her thing and comes right back. Or if I'm at home, I go downstairs and we'll either go across the street to one of the little bush areas, and I just tell her, go, do your thing. And she knows because she don't want to be out there. Oh, it's 92, and that's really warm for you all, isn't it? I know. I'm telling you. Oh, 100 feels like 107. I know. I think the other day our whatever you call that temperature was in the 104, 105 range. It's just crazy. I really feel bad for the construction workers and the people that have to work outside. We've got more landscaping people that work here. They've been redoing all the roofs from the hurricane, and they're landscaping, so they're now trying to get stuff put back, bushes and plants and flowers and all that stuff put back in. I just feel bad for those guys. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The guy came in yesterday here to the studio, changing the filter. I said, well, at least you get to go in and outside. You get to go and stay in somebody's house for about 5 minutes and change the air. Not 5 minutes, but by the time he gets here and runs his mouth and we talk, and it's probably 5 minutes. Excuse me. So it's just horrible. I know. I feel bad for them. They look at me, these people, because these are contractors here in our area, and they look at me, because I wave to everybody. And if I'm in the car, if I'm in the golf cart, I just wave, and they look at me like, not kind of puzzled, I guess, is what I should say. So anyways. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and do my thing because it's 7:05, and the first card we're going to do is very simple. The second one is a new fold. I'm going to do that one second. That way, if those that come on late, they can watch it. And then I do have another fun fold for the third card, which isn't that hard to do. So if we have time, we'll do that one as well. So welcome, everybody. And most of y'all know who I am, but I'll go ahead and announce myself anyways for those that might be watching the replay. And so I'll just go through my little thing. My name's Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I've been doing this since February of 2011. So that puts me at what, 12 years. Oh my goodness. Crazy. Never thought I'd be doing what I'm doing right now. I joined for the discount like everybody else, and had a couple of people over the house. We did like a calendar class, and then I did some holiday cards. It was getting close to the holidays. And then we moved to the Villages 11 years ago, and I started teaching at one of our rec centers to get to try to meet people, because how I was working at the time, so how else are you going to meet people, right? Anyway, so that's what I did, and I loved it, and people enjoyed my classes, so I've been doing it ever since. Hi from Idaho. Oh, dinner time in Idaho. So anyway, that's what I joined for just the discount, and I've been doing it ever since. So anyways, all right, so I'm going to turn the camera down. Now, we are in the last week of the month, so a couple of things. We've got our bonus days are going on through the end of the month, which is through the 31st. So with every $50 purchase you make, you're going to receive a $5 coupon that will be emailed to you from Stampin' Up, and you need to make sure you save those. Put them in a separate, like folder in your email or somewhere, because if you lose them, they won't be able to replace them. So just keep that in mind. And in addition to that, if you order through me, then you'll receive the July tutorial, which is 42 projects that are made by myself and 41 other demonstrators from around the world of where we have locations, as well as the United States, Canada, and like New Zealand and all those places. So these are really great. I pulled some out today and worked on a couple I thought quite interesting, and I use it as just like a bouncing board for me to start with something and move forward. So keep that in mind. So bonus days run out the end of the month. I am offering a bingo card class that's going to be online through Zoom, which will run on August 12th. I'm trying to get that in before I go on vacation. And we have a short turnaround time, so if you're interested, you can go to, I think I have it on my Facebook page, or you can message me. I'll send you the link. It's $38. You'll get a card. You'll get a set of card kit mailed to you that will make 8 cards, 2 of 4 designs. And what else? That registration will end the end of July, so July 31st is the last day. And I'm trying to use, the cards will use the horse and sleigh. The majority of them will, well, the majority, probably 2 or 3 of them will use the horse and sleigh DSP. So you won't have to have any stamps other than like a sentiment stamp. One of them I might do a little something, but you may, anyways, I think you'll be fine. If you want to order the stamp set that I'm going to use, that's fine. If not, I'm sure you may have something at home where you can turn it around to make whatever it is that you want to make. So just keep that in mind that we have 1 week left for bonus days, and keep your coupons, because if you lose them, you've lost out. So, all right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make this very easy card, and let me get my notes out. We're going to be using the Crafting with You. I haven't given this one much love lately, so I thought we'd do something with this again. So we're going to use, let's see, we're going to use Sending You a Handmade Hug is the sentiment that we'll use. And then we're also going to use the scissors. All right, so this is a very, very easy card. So this is good if you're just starting out, if you're a beginner stamper. So I thought I'd start doing a little bit like that. And I think we've made one of these before. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of crushed curry and a piece of the, oh gosh, it's the delicate, hang on a second. I knew it was, I should have wrote it down. Hold on. I need to write this stuff down because I can't remember stuff. It is the paper, it's the paper pack, the Delightfully Eclectic 12 by 12 paper. You get 48 sheets. So I'll tell you what, you order that package, you don't need any more, you don't need any more paper. But anyways, so that's what we're doing here. So I've chose this piece here, which happens to be tulips, and the back side is the dots. Oh, hey, Kathy Burns, nice to see you. Welcome. So the back side is the dots, and I'm sure you all have done this before. And then I used basic black and gray granite for the scissors, and then we added a little bit of Wink Stella to kind of give them that little sheen. And that's what we did. And then I took the strip after I cut it and added it to the side for the inside of my card. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started, but we're going to be doing a little bit different. It's from the same paper pack, but we're going to use a different set. So let me pull out all my supplies, and I'll give you the measurements as we go. Let me make sure I got my scissors in here. So I pre-cut everything so we don't have to sit here and watch me do all this stuff. So, all right. And okay, so what I am going, and I'm going to do something a little different. It may or may not work out, but we'll see. I'm going to try it. Because I just thought, I kind of liked, when we cut it, I wanted to have, because this paper has got real pretty garden green in it. So I want to put that behind it for when we fold those flaps back. We'll be able to see this green. I think that will be pretty. And then I'm just going to stamp tone on tone. All right, so I'm going to start out with a base of fresh freesia, and this is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So this is our. Oh my gosh, I list you my internet is crazy. What does that mean? I list you. I don't know what she's saying. Marcia. Cute card. Anyways, okay, then this piece will go on the inside, and this is a piece that I trimmed off. Now, the piece of designer paper is 4 by 5 1/4, which is our standard, right? And then what we're going to do is we are going to come over. So I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. Let me move this out of the way for just a minute. We're going to come in with this piece of paper. And the first thing we're going to do, because this is at 4 inches, right? So it's 4 by, let me see, 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to score it at 2 inches. And we're not going to do a heavy score, but we're going to score it because that's where we're going to fold our, we're going to make our little designs, okay? So we're going to score this at 2 inches. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come down to 2 5/8. And I'm going to, and you can't hardly see this, but I can feel the score line. So this is just where you're going to have to, you know, trust yourself. So I'm going to lay this up here in the horizontal. So this is the 5 1/4 down, going this way. And I'm going to line this up at 2 5/8, which is 2 1/2. And then you go over one little notch, and that brings it to, I'm sorry, the 2 notches over. So we got to 1/2, and then that brings us to 2 5/8. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my paper trimmer and put the blade at the top. Now on the side, if you have a Stampin' Up! Trimmer, you will see I have a piece of tear and tape below this so I can see the white. So I'm going to use that as my guide to get down to the 2 5/8, which should be the center of my card. All right, so I'm going to pull this down, and I've got a line right here on the sides, and that you can see. Let me bring this up just a little bit. Hang on, if you don't have one of these. All right, so we have lines right here where you can gauge where you are on the track, and then one right here in the front and the back as well. All right, so I'm going to bring this down to 2 5/8. So I'm going to bring it down. All right, so I'm at 2 1/2 there, and I'm going to come over just a smidge. All right, and that's all I'm going to do. And that's going to allow us to fold our, to make our, oops, sorry, didn't mean to make that noise. That's going to allow us to fold this a lot easier because we've got that score line, which is right there. So I'm going to put my thumb here. Now I went down a little bit further than my score line, so look at that. But that's okay. No one's going to know the difference. I'm just going to put my thumb there. We're going to bring this over, and we're going to try to get it as close as we can to the edge. And if we don't get it all the way to the edge, it's okay. So we're just going to fold that, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Again, it's a very, very easy card. And if you're somebody that's just starting out, this is something that you can really do. It's pretty easy. And then we just want to get these to be the same. So I'm going to put my finger right there, and we're just going to fold it over. And this is something we always forget about. You know, sometimes we get into doing all this, the harder stuff, and then we forget that there are a little bit easier things to do. I'm going to try to fold this up a little bit more. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I don't want to force it too much. Let me see. Now we need to do that. Let me fix him. He needs to come over because we need to have a better point right there. So I'm just kind of manipulating my score right here to get my thing to go down. And then I'll bring my bone folder in. All right. So what we're going to do is let's take some glue dots, which will make it easy, because then we can just stick some glue dots. You can use your adhesive, whichever works for you. I'm just going to put some glue dots because it's not going to be that heavy to do. And I'll look, I'm using my take your pick tool. So I'm just going to put a glue dot right here. And if you want it, whoopsie, helps if it comes off, right? And if you want it to lay down flatter, then by all means, you know, put your adhesive on there. So we'll just take that. Let me tear this piece off because it's in my way. And then we'll put a glue dot right about there. All right, so we've got those down there. So that was pretty easy. Now my thoughts are, as we lay this down, now we could stamp right here on our card, which is what I did, but I'm thinking I wanted to put this green here because I thought that might be kind of pretty to have a little bit of green back, so it kind of pulls through the green. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, this is your quilting season. Oh, okay, I see. Now I understand. So I think what I'm going to do, I do like this, so I'm going to go ahead and add my green. Now you don't have to do that. If you just want to put your card on here and glue it down, that's all well and fine. And you'll stamp your sentiment right here. No big deal. I just wanted to pull in some of the green. And what I did is I measured 2.5 inches, and it's by 5 1/4, so it should match. And I want it to go in far enough that, you know, obviously we don't see the edge of it. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the side of my card. So I'm living on the edge, doing something different. All right, so we've got that. And I will place that right about here because I do want to have some of that fresh freesia. And it doesn't matter if I have an extra little more border, is fine. And then I can lay that right there and cover that up. I think that's going to look pretty. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it just like that. I probably could have trimmed this down just a tad, so it might poke out a little bit. But that's all right. I'll put it up the top so they don't see it. There we go. I think it'll be fine. All right, and then I'm just going to add some adhesive to this. This is, again, it's a really easy card. Very simple. All right, so we're just going to add some glue all the way around the edges. All right, put a little bit there. And then we'll pop it back on here. All right, and lay that down. I'm going to move this up just a little bit so I can make sure that the green is covered, and it is. So I think we're good there. All right, and then now I'm going to take our scissors, and we got to build these little guys. So what I'm going to do, let me bring in my craft mat, and hang on a second, because we're going to cut, we've got to cut these scissors. So I'm going to cut the gray granite. And the other day when I was putting this card together, I almost put the scissors together the wrong way. I was like, ah, that's not good. All right, so I got to make sure I get my right ones going the right way here. Okay, so if you can see, let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Hang on a minute. I don't want to go too big. All right, there we go. Let me move this up. All right, so I've cut one set in black and then the other set in gray granite. There's a little line here. I'm not sure why, but I'm gonna cut it right above the handle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna lay it on here to get the idea. So I think I want it, I'm gonna cut it right here, and I'm gonna cut it down at an angle just a little bit, just the gray granite. All right, so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna place that on this guy right here, and we're gonna use some adhesive. So let me get my tweezers, and so I can hold it. And I actually cleaned the glue off these things. I was trying to do some die cutting, and oh my gosh, I couldn't even, the thing wouldn't even let go. I had so much glue on it. All right, so this is gonna go here. So I'm just gonna line up, and this is really easy. It's a little tedious though, but I mean, once you get this on here, it's pretty easy to do. So we're just gonna slide him over. We're gonna let him sit there for a second. And then this one, we're gonna do the same thing. So we are going to, hang on a minute, get my, they're so small, you know. All right, gotta make sure I got them going the right direction. All right, and these two pieces have that little hole because we're gonna put our little knob in there to hold them up. So this one, again, I'm gonna cut right below, somewhere in this area. There's just wherever it is, just to cut the handle off, because we don't need the handle, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and add some more glue on this one. And I'm sure y'all have done this before if you have the stamp set. It's a fun one, especially if you're crafters, right? It makes it fun. All right, so we're gonna lay that right there, and we'll get him lined up and let it sit for just a minute. Whoops, while it sticks to my finger. All right, and then the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take this one, and I'm gonna put some adhesive, and then we're gonna crisscross them like that, okay? Pretty simple. All right, so we'll put a little glue here, a little here. Whoops. So you got to be careful with the, let me get my tweezers. It's easier to work with your tweezers. And then here we can just kind of put a couple of little dots. We don't want to put too much. And then I usually just go back and kind of smear it in. All right, so we'll get some there. All right, so that's going to lay, we're going to lay that right, and you can have it open or closed or however, you know, much you want. I'm going to lay it right about like, let's see, let's open it a little bit more. I think I'll do it like that, okay? So I'm gonna let that sit for just a minute. And then I'm going to lift this up, even though I've got the glue. Oops, I just closed my scissors. Hold on, let me pull them up. It's not quite dried yet. So let me pull them up like that. Okay. All right, so we're gonna push these together. I'm gonna open them up a little bit more. All right, now what I'm gonna do now is take my Winka Stella, which is our little glitter, and I'm just going to paint this, and you can squeeze it up here and it will distribute the glitter. Now you can see it because I can see it going on here and it's wet, and that just kind of gives it that sparkly, shiny, metally look, you know. And we'll put it down here obviously because we have to have all of that to be shiny so it looks like the real thing. All right, so there's that. So I'm going to go ahead and now add some adhesive once I get it off my finger. I'm going to add adhesive to the back, and then we're going to place this on our card like it's getting ready to cut out. Whoops, like it's getting ready to cut out our paper. So let's just put a few dots around here. I should have got my little, bought some of those little tiny bottles that have the little needle nose things in them. All right, so I'm gonna lay this, I'm gonna tuck that, and the reason I did the glue dot, because it allows me to pull this side in here. So I'm just gonna push this in like he's cutting, and then we're just gonna lay it like that. Actually, let me do it the other way. I did this wrong, hang on. Because this guy's gonna have the button. So hold on a second. We're gonna switch it around. This one's gonna go up on top. There we go. We'll have him at an angle. All right, so how's that? Okay, and then I've got some little silver dots. These are the red and green adhesive back pearls. And I think we can still get these. I think we do. So I'm taking a silver one, and I'm just going to drop it right in that middle circle right there. Okay, so there's that. And then the next thing we're going to do is stamp our sentiment. So let me bring in our green ink. And this is garden green. And hang on a minute. My sentiment. Oh, where's my sentiment? Hold on. I know it's probably here in front of me. Hold on. Oh, go figure. Oh, here it is. It's hiding behind the glue dots. So let me move that over there. All right. So we're going to put sending you a handmade hug, and we're going to stamp that in garden green, and I'm going to stamp it right here. And I'm just going to let it sit a minute so my ink will transfer. And I could have done it in black, but I thought the green would probably look pretty. There we go. And then the last thing that we're going to do is add our strip of designer paper that we cut off. And we're going to add that to our side here. And put that on the side so it makes it look pretty when they open the inside of their card. And I might have this a little bit too long, but sometimes I do that just so I can trim it, make sure it fits. Now, and this one actually got it just right. And I'm going to get it all the way to the edge so you don't see any white, or at least hope not. All right, and there's that. And then we will add this to the inside of the card. Try not to get the glue because you know how that is. You get glue on your hands, you can't move around. Oh, lost you. I got you. There's a delay. All right, so we're going to add that right in here. So this little strip will pull our card together with our little bit. So this is, see, it's a very simple, easy card. Isn't that cute? And you can move the scissors wherever you want them. So even for you quilters, this is something that you could do and kind of tie that in with, you know, needles or whatever it is, with whatever tools that y'all use. All right, so there's those two cards, all right? Very simple. Okie doke. So now the next one is this new fun fold. And I got this, I cased it from Susan Stampfield, her name's Campfield, but she goes by Sue Stampfield. And she is in the coaching group that I belong to. She's in a different level than I am, but we are in the same group. And I am going to work with, and this is going to be a really fun card, I'm going to work with the Love for You. I haven't used this set that much, so that's what we're going to work with today. This is a photopolymer stamp set. It has 20 stamps and 14 dies. And it's really got some cute, now they're small, so this is good if you have small areas. Valentine's Day, anniversary, congratulations, nobody gets me like you get me. Thanks for all you do each and every day. And then it's got little, and then it has friend, and then it's got all these different two-step flowers that you can do in the leaves. And then again, they have where you can cut out the so much love for you, and then it has the smaller, like a pen writing as far as the size, some hearts, and all of that stuff, okay? So that's the set that we're going to be working with this evening. And the card is what Susan calls a, oops, your slip has fallen. And I don't know if any of y'all have seen her or not, watched her. Let me show you the card before I'm getting too excited. I'm pulling all my stuff out of my bag here. All right, hang on a minute. All right, so here's the card. Now this one, I don't know about, this is the slip. So she was thinking when she designed this, like, you know, in the days when we used to wear slips, your slip might fall out, slip down from your waist and show below your dress. So that's kind of why she's calling it your slip's falling out. So what I did was I used some of the Horse and Sleigh designer paper, and I'll give you the measurements in just a minute. And then we open it up, and then I put one of the cards here of the house. And then this opens up, and it's another fun fold, so you can stand it up. And then I stamped a tree in blue and put the season, wishing you a season of cheer. It's a really simple card to make, honestly. And then it stands just like that, so whoever, you know, receives it, they can stand this up. Now, the other nice thing that she mentioned was you can actually run ribbon through here or twine. And let me zoom out for a minute. Hold on, let me get back out. You can run some twine or ribbon through here and bring it around the inside and tie it in here. And you don't have to worry about them seeing it other than where you want it to go. So that is this card here. I just thought this was the cutest thing. Okay, so that's what we're gonna make. All right, and it's really not that hard once you do it. It looks a lot harder. So what you're gonna need, you can do whatever color card base that you want, but I'm gonna use basic white. So we're gonna start out with a piece that's 4 1/4 by 10, okay? And then we need to score it at 5, which I've not done, so let me bring my paper trimmer in. So 4 1/4 by 10. Whoops, hang on. I gotta open my arm. All right, so 4 1/4 by 10, and then we're gonna, half of 10 would be 5. See, you had no idea we're gonna have to learn math and to do stamping, did you? Nope. All right, so 5 in the middle. So we're gonna, that's gonna be the back of our card, okay? So we're gonna set that off to the side. And the next piece of basic white that you need, or your cardstock, is going to be 4 1/4 by 8. And then we're going to do a couple things of scoring here. We're going to start, and we're going to score a 1/2 inch. So because we have up to 1 1/2 on the right side, I'm going to put this right here at the 1/2 inch. It just makes it easier because I can hold all of this paper down here. So this is going to be a 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to turn this around because I want my 1/2 inch here. And then I'm going to come in and score at 1 1/2 inches. All right, so now we're going to do 1 1/2. And then we're going to move it down to 2 1/2. Now we've made one of these cards with that, I'm going to call it the tunnel, right? So there's 2 1/2. So that part's pretty easy to do. And then we're going to move it down from 2 1/2 to 3 1/2. All right, so that's going to make our little tunnel, if you will. All right, so we're going to do a 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 2 1/2, and 3 1/2. Okay, and that's all we need for that. And then we're going to fold on these score lines, and we're going to fold them in. So you'll be making what they refer to as a mountain fold. So we're going to score that. Fold it. And then we're going to fold this one, making sure that our cardstock obviously is even on side to side. And we'll do the same thing here. And we get that laid down. This one's a little bit cattywampus, so we'll just push it over with the bone folder. And then, so we've got 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 2 1/2, and then we're going to now fold our 3 1/2 inch piece. Okay, you with me so far? All right. So when we get done, we're gonna put some tear and tape on this 1/2 inch side. Oh, you did? You saw Lisa make it? And then this is gonna we're gonna lay this down. We're gonna have these two things here. So when we lay this down, it's gonna make that, it's gonna create that little thing right there. Okay. So the first thing we're gonna do is put our tear and tape on this 1/2 inch piece, and you can lay this flat if that's easier for you. Whatever works. Everybody has their own way. So we're going to lay this down, and I'm going to put the tear and tape right here. All right, so we're going to do that, and then we'll snip that right there. Of course, it's tear and tape, and I always have to cut it just because I'm weird. And then we'll lift this up and get our top of the tape off. All right. Okay, so this is the 1/2 inch piece that we want to fold down. So I've got my finger underneath of it, and I'm going to fold back so that you only see those two sides right here, correct? So this one and this one. So all I'm going to do now is fold this down so it's flat, and then just adhere that so it sticks, all right? So there you go, we have our fold, okay? All right, so now the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to add some tear and tape on the back side. Let me find what's right in front of me. All right, so on this one, we are going to put tear and tape on this. So I folded it over, right? So here's the, when you stand it up, this is on the left side, okay? This is on the left. I'm gonna flip it over, and this piece right here is where I'm going to put the last fold, which this would be the back of the 3 1/2, okay? And we're gonna put tear and tape on the right and the left side, because this is big enough that we can put 2 strips. So we're gonna put 2 strips right there. You wanna get it, try to get it, you know, as close to the edge as you can, but you don't wanna go over the edge. So we're just gonna put a strip here, and then we're gonna cut that, because that's just how I do it. And then we'll put another strip right here and roll that down. It's really an easy card, and it's really, oops, I almost cut my cardstock, and it's really neat looking. I don't know how that people come up with the, can design stuff like this, because I can't. All right, so before I take my glue off, let me fold this one. This is our base, so I want to make sure I've got this folded. So let's fold our 4 1/4 by 10, and this is at 5. Okay, so this is the inside of my card base. Now, this piece we're going to flip over, right? So we're going to have it where it's going to lay, you can lay it flat if that makes it easier, and we're going to lay it on this side, and we want to get this right as close to that score line without going over it, and then make sure our sides are lined up, and then we're going to close our card, okay? So first thing we're going to do is take our backing off of our tear and tape. And once you get it down of remembering what pieces, it makes it a lot easier. All right, so I'm going to lay this here, and we're going to make sure it's lined up. I've got it as close as I want to get to that score line, and I want to make sure my sides are even. My cardstock's even. I think it's good. So I'm going to lay that there, and I'm just going to fold. Whoops, I got this little piece right here is moved on me. So we just got to be careful. I think that'll work. All right, and then we're going to close this down, and then just rub it really good. Okay, and then there's our card. Oops, I did something wrong. Oh no, what did I do? My slip's not showing. Ah! Oh my God, what did I do? Go figure. I had to screw this one up. All right, hang on a minute. Where's my card? What did I do? I put it on the wrong way, didn't I? Got my glue. open it. Yeah, what did I do? Hang on, I'm just trying to figure out now what I did wrong. I've got my glue here. Why is my slip not showing? Oh, because I haven't done it yet. Wait, yes I have. All right, hang on. What did I do wrong? My slip is not showing. This is not good, ladies. All right. That was 8 1/4. I mean 8, yeah, 4 1/4 by 8. Let me measure this. I hope I did cut this down to 10. I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, well, all for making a good card tonight. Let me see. Hang on. I thought I had it. Yeah, it's at 10 inches. All right, and that's at, all right, what have I done here? Let me think about this. Give me 1 second. I apologize. This is the way it's supposed to be, because this piece isn't attached. This goes here. Why is it? Oh, wait a minute. No, that's still not working. Why is it not pulling out like it's supposed to? Oh, okay, wait, hang on. Let me flip this over. This is supposed to be right. All right, there's my card. Oh, I put it on here backwards. Hang on a minute. I've got it. Oh, I butted it up the wrong way. It's supposed to go on the left side. The left side of the score line. Okay, give me just a second. Let me just cut 2 more pieces real quick. Hang on. We're going to get it right. My apologies. Ugh. So here I'm going so smooth. All right, hang on. Hold up, hold up. This won't take long at all. Won't take long at all. So we're going to cut 4 1/4, right? 4 1/4. And then we're going to move this over to 10. My apologies, ladies and gents. All right, so we want this at 10. 4 1/4 by 10. All right, so we got that. Throw that over there. And this one's going to get scored at 5. So we want to score this one at 5, which is at 5. Okay. All right, so that's our base. All right, so that's our base piece. And then this one is 4 1/4 by 8. So we're going to cut this down to 8 inches. All right, so we're going to cut that down. So make sure it's 4 1/4, which it should be because we just cut it in half. And 4 1/4. Oops, wait a minute. 4 1/4. Oh, he's off a little bit. Not much. It's just a little smidgen. Okay, 4 1/4. Now we're going to score, and we're going to go over a 1/2 inch, which is right there. All right, so we got a 1/2 inch. Turn it around. And then we're going to do 1 1/2, 1 1/2. So as you can see, even though you know, we do this, we all make mistakes, right? And it's okay. 2 1/2, and then we're going to come back to our 3 1/2. All right. So there's our scores. All right. Let's do this one more time. We got 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 2 1/2, and 3 1/2. All right, so hold on. Let's do that. Okay, let's get this thing going one more time. Well, we might not do our 3rd card, but that'll be all right. We can do that. We'll save that one for next week. Okay, so we're gonna fold on our score lines. So this is giving us practice. See, so I'm doing it. I'm making mistakes, so you get to see it twice, so you don't make the same mistake that I did. And I was just talking to my best friend today. She was saying, you know, it's nice when you make mistakes and you show us how you fix them, because we all make mistakes. I said, yeah, we're not, you know, none of us are perfect, that's for sure. Even though, you know, some people look like their videos are perfect when they, especially if they record them and then they go back and you know, make editing, all that stuff. Okay, let's try this one more time. All right, we're going to open this up. We're going to put, all right, hang on. We're going to do our tear and tape again. So we're just doing this twice, just to make sure we know what we're doing. All right, tear and tape on the 1/2 inch. So if you didn't have a chance to get it written down, you get to write it down again. All right, so we're going to put that there. All right, And then we're going to lift this up. Let me get my pokey tool. And we'll just pull that on up. And we're going to push that down. And we're going to put the two, which would be one, this is 1 1/2, half, this is 1 1/2 and 2 1/2, if you will. And we're going to lay that right here. Get my fingers off the glue. All right, so there's that. Okay, so that makes our little cube. All right, now we're going to come in, and I think this is where I made my mistake. We're going to put our adhesive here, and this is where I should put it to the left of the score line, because see, when I do that, there's our slip, okay? So we're going to fold it over. We're going to put our tear and tape here, and you're going to place this to the left of the score line and not the right, which is what I did. Okay, so we're going to take my scrappy one, and we'll use that for scrap paper. We don't throw that away. All right, so we're going to add our tear and tape again on the both edges, if you will, and we're going to lay it down. There we go. I got it figured out. All right, and we'll cut that there. Okay, got that. And now we can take our, tear and tape backing off. And we'll do the same here. Okay. All right, so now we'll lay it this way. And I'm going to lay it right up to the score line. Let me see if I can move in for you. All right, so there's my score line, right here. So I'm going to lay that as close to it as I can. Probably like leaving like a 1/16 of an inch, you know, because we just don't want it to buckle. So we're just going to try to get it as close as we can. And it's really hard to see when you can't put your head under the thing. So let me just make sure I got it straight. And my card stock is good. I think, except for my fingers, I think we're good. All right, get my finger off of the glue. All right, and that's going to fold. Okay, there we go. Now there's our slip right there. Okay, now we're working. All right, so we open it up, and there we go. There is our slip, and you can see with the white, it's kind of hard. And then there is our little corner guy. So we're going to flip this back over. All right, so when we open it, there's our front piece, and then this is our back piece, and then there is our little corner piece, okay? Makes sense? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some decorating now. All right, so I am using the Country Inn paper, and this is cut at 4 by 3 1/4, so it should be 4 inches this way and 3 1/4 going up and down. We're going to have this kind of in the center of the card. All right, so I'm going to place that right about here, and yeah, we'll just do like that. Okay, this is the one that has the little bunny rabbits on it. I should have put the bunny rabbits on it. Okay, so we're just going to add our adhesive. I need to use that paper. I bought another package of it. I should do something with those bunnies because they're cute. All right, this is boho blue, so that's the colors that we're going to work with. All right, so I'm going to place that right on the front, okay? And then I'm going to take a strip that's a 1/2 inch long, and I'm going to put it here on the slip. Okay, so this is slip. I got it a little bit longer so I can trim it down. I'm going to go ahead and add that now because then that will help me when I get ready to add the stuff to the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on this. So this is a 1/2 inch by 4 1/4. I turned the air conditioner up because it was cold in here, and now I'm about to sweat to death because of all the lights, but it's all right. I was listening to one of the, it was when I was doing the Saturday, the creation anticipation. I could hear the air conditioner cutting on. I was like, oh my gosh. All right, so this piece we're going to put right on. This is the bottom of our slip, okay? So don't you just love it when people are, maybe y'all have the ability to do this, but I can't create, I'm not creative enough to make up my own stuff, so I have to copy everybody else. And in the stamping world, it's called casing, copy and share. And that's what I'm doing. And it's okay to copy other people. Just give them credit when you do, because it's nice to let people know who you've got this from. All right, so there's our slip that's hanging out. I'm just going to go over this real quick, make sure this, because it has got little lumps underneath, right? So I got my paper down. And what I was thinking of doing, and I've changed my mind, I cut out the stamp set, the Love You So Much. And then, let's see. I was going to say so much love, and then the inside I was going to put for you. All right, so let me put that right there for now. And I thought about using this backing, but I don't think I'm going to do that, because I think it's going to, I just don't think it's going to look right. I think it's going to be too dark. So if I was, let me just show you, because this was something too. I thought the word love went here. Nah, doesn't do that. The much does. So what it would look like, and I think it's too much. I think I'm going to stick with the white, but I just want to show you what it would look like. So if we did it like that, I'm going to lay it down. This is, that's what it would look like, but I don't think it would look good with this. I think I just need the white with the blue, you know? So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put so much love. So I'm just going to put it however I want it. And then on the inside here, I'm going to put for you. All right, so that's what we're going to do. And I think, I don't know if I want to pop this up. I think I'm not sure. I probably should leave it laying down, because it's going to have bulk anyways from the so much love. I think I'm going to do it like that. And I've got a couple hearts popped out. So I'm going to save those for later. And I'm going to lay this down flat. I don't want to add too much more bulk since we have this piece in here. So let's go ahead and add our adhesive, and I'm going to, before I do that, I'm going to lay out my cards. I know what it's going to look like. So we'll put the sew up here, and maybe I'll try to make it, yeah, I think I'll do it like that, so it kind of gives it, you know, like a diagonal effect. All right, so let's take the word sew and get him on here. So I'm going to put him right up here at the top, put him right there. That way it helps me. And then we'll put the much in the center. So let's go ahead and do that. And there's all sorts of possibilities of what you can do with this. You know, if you've got some fancy dies that are border dies, you could cut this, the slip, if you will, to make it look like it's got fringe on it, or ruffles or whatever. So there's all sorts of ways that, you know, whatever your mind, whatever you can create and come up with to design it, that's going to be the fun part, you know. So I'm going to put so much, I'm going to put the much right there, and then I'll put the love at the bottom. But yeah, so if you've got like some of the dies that cut at angles, you know, like a wave or something of that effect, or I think there's some dies that have some really unique, and we're going to put the love right there. Some like, to make like fringe or whatever, fringe or something like that. All right, and then I think I'm gonna put a little heart off here, because I think we need something. I'm gonna just put a little one, and I think I'll go ahead and just lay him down as well. We'll just do all the glue, and let's put him right about there. And then I'll save these two for the inside. All right, so then what we'll do here, so now this is the inside of the card. I'm just going to put so much love for you. It's going to be very simple. And I could stamp a flower or something in here, but I don't know. I've got to play with those flowers. They're kind of strange. I don't want to say strange, but the way that you overlay, I got to practice, because if you don't get it just right, they look a little funky. That's just me. Have y'all used that? Whoopsie. Do any of y'all have the stamp set? Love for you. So I'm just gonna put the 4 right here, and then we'll put it, and then we're gonna put our sentiment on the inside, the other side. All right, so we'll add some more glue. All right, I'm getting a little heavy-handed with that. So we're gonna put for you, and this is probably where we could have done flowers, but I'm gonna put a couple of those hearts right here. Okay, so this is really plain looking with the white, but it's okay. And you could put designer paper, just like I did on the other one. So, and I do have another idea too with the paper. So I'll make, if I have time this week, I'll see if I can make a couple more and then I'll post them on my blog. All right, let me add a little bit more adhesive. Let me put some on here. All right, so let's put a heart and we'll just kind of take up some of this white space. And then we'll stamp a sentiment on the inside. And then I did a piece of white that we embossed, so that will make the inside look a little pretty. So I'm just going to put some hearts here to try to take up some space here. Okay. All right, so that's going to go there. So we've got so much love for you. And then here I've taken a piece that is, I think I did it 2.5. I may cut it down. I did this at 2.5 by 4.25. So if I do that right here on the edge, it's gonna not give us a lot of room to write. So I think I'm gonna cut this down to 2.25 instead of 2.5. So let me bring, I wasn't sure how wide I wanted it. So I'm gonna take it from 2.5, I'm gonna make it at 2.25. That gives us a little bit more room for our sentiment and our note, or whoever we're sending the card to. And this is, I use the Stripes and Splatter 3D embossing folder. It's for the mini embossing machine, and it comes with the stripes this way, and then the splatter. I love the splatter right here. I think that's really pretty. So I'm going to add that right to the edge. And again, I know it's white on white, but again, you can use whatever color cardstock you want and decorate it however you want. I think this would be cute to make some Christmas cards with too, you know? So, or get wells or whatever. So we're going to put this in here, and I have it going all the way to the end, to the bottom and the top. And I'll lay that right there, and I'll probably have it hanging over just a tad, which I prefer that so I can then just trim it. So let me get my paper snips here, and I'm just going to go along the edge and cut this off. Okay. All right, and then what I thought I would do is stamp. Oh, that's not it. Nobody gets me like you get me. And that would be like, I might give this to my husband for, I don't know, for some reason. I'll figure out a reason to give him a card. Probably going to be one of those just because. So I'm just going to stamp, I'm going to put this kind of towards the center, maybe about 1/3 of the way down. And then that gives me some room to write my message. Okay? And we could, if we wanted, we could add some ribbon. So let me grab, hang on a second. We'll try it and see if we like it. We'll take the boho blue, and let's do a little bit and see if that dresses it up some. So let's take some ribbon, and let's just go through here, and we'll make a small bow. And let's see, we're going to do 1, 2. All right, so we're going to cut, and I don't have my ribbon scissors with me. They're over at the other table. All right, so let's tie a bow in here and see what that looks like. And that might dress it up some too, you know. Oh, my dog's running around. I don't know what she's doing. All right, so you know me. I'm trying to do my bows. Let's see if we can do it. And I could always glue it down if I need to, right? I don't think I cut this long enough, but let's see. Where's my tweezers? You know, it's funny, because every time I tie my shoes in the morning, my tennis shoes to go walking, I'm thinking, why can't I tie my bows like this? That might be a little thick to put in here. And obviously, I did not cut that long enough, did I? Or we could just tie a knot, right? Instead of a bow, so it's not quite as bulky. Well, why don't we just do that? And we'll do it, we'll just do it like this. And then I can tighten it up when I get ready to tighten. And that might make it. So y'all get ready to leave me a comment and tell me what you think, if we should keep the bow. I think the knot will look fine. And I think that might add another pop of color. So I'm just going to hold that down while I pull these tails. All right. And we'll go a little left. There we go. I think that might look nice. So let's just trim this up a little. And trim that one down. All right, so what do y'all think about that? Let's see what it does for bulkness. Try to get that in there. And then you can always take it off. I think that's fine. All right, so there is Love You So Much. And then you open it up for you. And then it says, nobody gets me like you get me. And we've got a little thing. And then we can write our note there. What do you think about that? Isn't that cute card, though? I think it's very clever. Let me move this out so y'all aren't, whoops, I'm moving you in. Hold on. There we go. Get you back out of there. All right, so what do you think about that card? I think it's really cute. I'll do some more. I think I want to play with it and use some different colored cardstock to give it so it's not so starky white. All right, so there's that. So much love for you. And then we've got a bow there. And I think it's, and then this just gives it a little extra pizzazz. I think that's nice. So, all right, I think we're going to leave it at that. I'll save the next card for next week. It's another fun fold. And let me pull in the cards that I did make. And we have, I'll just pull in both of them. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. All right, so we have our little scissors coming in. Now I've got these going up, which probably look better. These are coming down, but that's all right. So we have our Sending You a Hug. I do like the green there. And then this one, of course, that one's kind of plain Jane too. So we'll figure out something. And the card that we made right here. So there you go. What do y'all think? I hope you enjoyed those. I think this is a really fun card. And I think if we do it on other colored cardstock instead of white, I think it would look really nice. So, all right, everybody. It is almost 8 o'clock. So thank you so much for spending Tuesday evening with me. I greatly appreciate it. Next week, we'll work on this card. I'll just show you real quick. This is what we'll make next week. This one's a little bit more involved, and it's a fun fold, and we got to do some weird cutting. And we'll make that one next week, and then we'll come up with some other cards as well. So, all right, everybody. Thank you again for spending Tuesday evening with me. I greatly appreciate it. And don't forget, Thursday, 12 o'clock, this Thursday, 12 o'clock, I'll be doing another technique Thursday, and this week we're going to be doing a window. I'm going to do some masking, making a window. So we're going to mask a window and paint or stamp something on the outside of the window. All right, thanks again, everybody. Appreciate it. If you need anything, please reach out and let me know. And don't forget, you've got till the 31st to get your shopping done so you can get more of your $5 coupons. All right, everyone. Thanks again. I'll see you Thursday.